Hello Capricorn, this is your April 1st to April 15th, 2017 read. For the main read, I'm using the Bonefire Tarot by Angus West. Gabby Angus West. I figure it's like the name of the deck right finally, and I screw up her name. And for the supportive cards, the Romance Angel cards by Doreen Virtue. And typically, as I'm shuffling, I just go with what deck seems right for the time. I don't really... Okay, we got a hidden card. Alright, so, Capricorn, I do like what I'm seeing here. I do feel like you may be uncertain through this whole situation, at least this time frame. Uncertain, like, where are things going? Uncertain maybe about where you actually stand or how you actually feel. But I do feel like things are going very well for you. You may just be questioning, is this really going to work out? Now, the reason I'm saying that is it's the it's the Knight of Cups. You'll notice I have it on its side. This is kind of how I put it out. And the way it is, it can go this way or it can go this way. I feel like it wobbles back and forth through this time frame. I don't feel like it goes right side up or upside down through this whole time. I feel like you go back and forth and you're just kind of being sensible and thinking about things. You're really like, do I want to do this? Do I want to do this? Do I really like this? Do I like this? Like, I feel like part of you does and part of you isn't sure. Like, for some reason you're a little conflicted through the whole time frame here. Although I'm feeling it's going really well, and I think I know why it's kind of bothering you. And you know what, why don't we just address that? I'm not sure what the card is behind it, so we'll wait for a second. But you got Temperance reversed in the environment around you, which I believe things are moving fast. And there's a lot of impatience and pushing forward fairly quickly. And I don't feel like you're comfortable with that. It's not like you can't move fast, but it's like, when you do move fast, you've already established where you're going, and you're behind it, and you've thought it out already. Like, I feel like even if you're going fast or you start something quickly, you've already thought it out for a while, and you've already planned it, and you've got it together about how you're going to do it. And it's a general read, so I feel like that's... I feel like you want to make sure things are taken care of. And when things are going like this, it's just kind of like, it feels like you can't be sure things are going to be taken care of properly. And it bothers you. And part of you thinks, like, I'm wondering if this is like a relationship thing or not. I know it's a general read, but I'm like, I'm kind of feeling like there's a bit of a relationship feel here. But definitely it can go into other areas. It's a project of some sort. Well, let's look what's behind the Temperance. Because it is, like, the Knight of Cups on its side means it's not something you don't like, but you're just not sure if you're confident about how it's going forward. It's making you worried. You're feeling like, is this a stable base? Like, is this... I mean, I don't want to really like something and then it just falls apart. Okay. So... the Temperance is the card on top here. This is what's it. And it's reversed. To me, it means like it's rushing and just need to get things done. Just want to move things forward fast. Trying to overcome things. Right below it, you have the Seven of Wands. Someone who's staying afloat and they're succeeding in getting things done, but they're feeling very stressed. And one of the reasons it's moving forward fast is because they want things to change. They need things to change. The situation isn't what they want it to be, but if they feel like they've found the answer and they just want to get to it. They just want to get this thing done. because they're not happy because they're not happy fighting to make it work out. They just feel like they're fighting to stay afloat. And with this new direction with you, things resolve and they move forward and they don't have to fight anymore. They don't feel like they're fighting to stay afloat. So that's why they're pushing, because they're stressed in this situation. And they just feel like the way it's currently going, it's just like it's draining them. And they want it to change, and they feel like if they push, you'll be on board with it, and things will change, and everybody will be happier. They're just thinking it'll work out better if they just they just move it forward and the change is done. Let's just do it. Let's get it done quick. That's how they're feeling. Like, I can't stand it anymore. I don't want to constantly fight to stay afloat. I just want to get it done. And I feel like you're aware of this, and you're like, and that's kind of like, I feel like that's why you're going along with it, but you're also kind of like, yes, I agree, it's too much and you need this to change, but if we don't do it like in a stable way, it's just going to fall apart anyway, and you're just going to end up back at square one or worse. And that's what you're worried about. So you're just kind of like, I feel like they're really pushing and you're going forward with it, but you're trying to put on the brakes a little bit where you can and be like, wait, let's just, all right, yes, we're going to do this, but let's think it out, because I want this to succeed in the long run for you. I just don't want you to have a momentary break. I want this to be better for you permanently going forward. You have a very strong sense and a very dedicated mindset. You're on board with them. I feel like you're very on board with them, and this is where the Knight of Cups really comes into play here on its side. Your heart is with them, but you're afraid that this is just not going to solve their problems. It's only going to get a temporary gain, and they're going to be back at square one or worse. So this is kind of why you're a little like, I don't want to just do this and leave you flat on your ass again. Because I'm afraid it's going to happen if we're not careful and we don't think this out. We got to think this out. We got to do this the right way. All right, so that being said, even though you're a bit apprehensive, you're still kind of going along with it because I feel like they're really pushing. Like, I can't keep doing it this way. I have to have this change. And they're really pushing, and you're like, yes, okay, let's do it then. And you're trying your best. Like, I feel like you're a little stressed, only in the sense of like you're trying to make sure things work out right, and you're keeping an eye out for things. You want to build a strong base. It's really important to you. You're trying to make sure that this situation can balance itself. I don't know why I'm doing this. I really don't. All right, so this is what happens next. This is the Chariot. I feel like you're pushing forward. I feel like you're a little agitated with it. You're not sure if things are really what they seem and if they're going to work out. It's a very primal. The other person feels very primal. There's a very primal feel to it, like it has to work out. You're trying to put emotion with intellect. You're trying to get things to balance out. You're trying not to get caught up in the situation, and you're trying not to get into their panic. I almost feel like there's maybe a little panic on their side, and you're trying not to get caught up into it. It's a little stressful. You're doing what you can. You said you were into it? Or you said you were going to be there with them, and you are. As you were going into this time frame, I feel like I missed this. The Empress is what's kind of pulling you into this time frame, and I feel like when the other person is pushing, you're kind of listening to them. The reason I'm bringing this up now, because it feels like there's a reason to like the Chariot popping in the way it is. You're dedicated to helping them. Like there's definitely a sense of obligation or commitment. The person this is affecting means a lot to you, and that's why you're like open to it. This is why you're going into the Chariot card here. This is why you're pushing forward. You're jumping right in. It's faster than you like, but you're realizing, okay, we'll do it. Then we'll do it. As this goes forward, I do feel like it gets a little bit crazy. But you have a lot of resources around you, and I feel like you pull on those resources. Resources as in friends. Other people know how to do things. Other people have input, and you run it by people, and you do what you need to do, and you let them know how you feel. They give you their experience. They let you know what they've heard. They put you in touch with people. I'm kind of feeling there's a social aspect. Like I know it says let your friends help you, but I'm feeling it's a social aspect where you're pulling on resources. Like you're talking with friends, and you're saying what you don't like, and then they're like, well, I heard so and so did it this way, or this would probably work out better in my opinion if you did this, and that. And they're like, I feel like you're trying to find better ways to do the situation. You're trying to get like experience through others, like other people who've done the same situation you're going through now, and you're trying to rebuild it. I feel like as the chariot goes forward, it's kind of a little rickety, which is what you were concerned about going forward. But as you're noticing these rickety spots, like the chariot's kind of rickety, you're talking with other people, and they're saying, well, if you do this over here, that'll stabilize that wheel, and at least that side will be going well. And then once you fix that, then you can fix this side. You can keep going forward, but you can fix it as you go, and this can get a lot better for you. And I feel like that influence from people around you, I'm getting two different things here. Part of the influence around you is something's going forth quickly, and it's because it's the people or person it's affecting does not feel like they can keep up how they're doing it now. They just feel like it can't keep going the way it is, and it has to change. Also in the environment, but I feel like this is a different element in the environment, other people trying to give you advice or help you. There's people who see eye to eye with you, and they're very much about, slow and steady wins the race. A strong base gives you long-lasting success. And they're telling you, even though they're aware that it's going forward fast, they're telling you how to fix things or how to start moving things that are out of focus into focus slowly. Even though things may not be ideal the way they're happening right now, they're telling you or giving you advice or telling you how they have or other people have stabilized the situation as it keeps moving forward. They're giving you advice. I feel like the way they're talking to you or the friends you're dealing with, they have advice that very much touches your heart, I should say, or makes sense to you. It's the way you want to hear it, I should say. It's a very stable, dependable way to look at it. It's making slow changes. Like, even though it's going fast in a certain way right now to make the change happen, they're telling you, this is what you need to do to stabilize the situation, to get it more on the level you're looking for so it can keep going and have that long-term success. I feel like you also pull in some financial backup here. It's going to take some money for some reason, which makes me wonder how that fits in. Now, I almost feel like when I'm looking at this is kind of like reminiscent more of sacrificing time, taking time off of work or giving of your time. Like, I feel like it's kind of a charitable feeling to me. Like you're giving more, or you're just giving out more than you're getting back, but you're willing to do that for the situation to change and move in a different direction. Because I feel like the environment and your mindset are coming together. People are telling you how to, either spending some time or taking some time off from work or something, spending more time away from that and doing it on this will give you that long term. And I don't feel like you have a problem with dedicating your time in that sense. Because I feel like you're thinking it's worth it, because I think you're going back to also how you're looking at the other person or the situation just couldn't keep going that way. It was staying afloat, but it was starting to fall apart because there's a law of the other person just felt like they couldn't keep it up. They couldn't keep going the way they were, and they're like, I need this to change now. And you're like, okay, then let's do that. But to take some of the pressure off of them, and I feel like you're putting it on yourself, but you're able to handle it, or at least feel like you can. You sacrifice some of your own time. I feel like there's a charitable element here. Like you're giving of yourself more than you are required to, but because you want this to work out a certain way, you're all right with it. And it's not really a burden to you. It's just like the payoff is kind of where you're focusing, and you're like, to get it where I need it to go, to help them and to feel very secure about what I'm doing with them, this is how I need to do this, and I'll give of my time to make that happen, because I'll feel better about it. I'll feel like the effort that I've already done have been for good, for a reason, will pan out. I think I can't. There's another word I want to spit out, but it's not happening. So I'm gonna go on to the last card here. This change here, this giving of yourself, pays off with the Ace of Pentacles, which basically means you've made this stable base the way you wanted to. Things are secured firmly in place. You're feeling like it's going in a great, like you've set up this cycle in a sense. Like, all right, we're gonna have this happen now, then this will happen, then this will happen, then this will happen. Like this, for some reason, this card is very much. It's got like the seasons going on here. You've kind of got like spring, summer, fall, winter, and it's like almost like the wheel of the year, which I feel like you've got the wheel in place. If that's going, is that how the clock goes? There we go. I feel like you feel like at the end of this time frame, you're feeling like the plan is set. You've done what you need to do. You've got things going forward. You've made plans going forward to spend a little extra time where necessary. You've kind of helped the other person get in line a little bit. And you're feeling like, all right, the advice you got from the people around you, that sacrificing of your time, that giving part, that has made this happen. The friends thing, the people around you. Like, because I feel like the person who's a little stressed is really kind of a little bit crazy, just want to fix it because it's overwhelming. They're feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling like even though they're succeeding, because I do feel like they're succeeding and they're doing well, they're feeling overwhelmed, and it's just in their mind, it's only a matter of time before it fails. So they have to change now. They have to change now. And you're like, okay, all right, let's do that. But the help you're getting from around you, there's people around you. You're pulling resources. You're talking about what's happening, and they're telling you what they're thinking. They're telling you what they're seeing from the third perspective. They're giving you advice or telling you about their experience or people have experiences of people they know, things they've seen, and it is creating this in your life. It's creating the stable pentacles, things. I feel like you're setting up a pattern. You've set it up, and you like, at this point, like when this happens, I feel like it's not completed, but I feel like it's at a stable point where you are in the development. You're very happy with it. You see it going forward, and you have the other person on board to the advice you've given and how it's going to go forward. Like, things are very, very good. You're very, very happy with where they're going at the end. But it's kind of to the end here, because I feel like that's why the Knight of Cups is on its side. It's kind of like you're very much willing and wanting to help this person. You're just not really overjoyed, or like you don't like the quick change. You're not a big fan of it. It has to happen, then it has to happen. But you're not one to like just run out and just do something without planning, or you want long-term success, and you just feel like a quick change is just not the best gamble for that. Okay. All right, that is your April read, April 1st to 15th read, I should say. There'll be another segment coming out later in the month. If you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.